The next team in the division. So this team has had a ton of turmoil going back to last season and definitely this season. The Houston Texans. Last season, they finished 4-12. A little clerical mistake. You said that we both have the Jaguars finishing last place in their division. I actually have the Houston Texans finishing last place. So I have them going 1-16 this year. Because at this point, I'm starting to have a hard time seeing Deshaun Watson.
Yes, Deshaun isn't going to play one game.
I am having a hard time seeing him play a single game because you have a very cherished and beloved sports writer in John McClain, who's saying that he has seen Deshaun Watson play his last game in the Texans uniform. And if that's coming from him, a guy who's well connected to the team, I think that's really says it all. When you really think about it, even if he does want to play for the Texans, even if he decides, screw it, the NFL can always come down and say, hey, we got all these pending allegations. Tyrod Taylor, Davis Mills are going to be put in there. With not a ton of talent around them, you have some pieces there that I like Brandon Cooks. David Johnson's okay, but he's not great. He's not 2016 David Johnson anymore. Their defense was one of the big shortcomings in the team. You have a new head coach. And I was one of the big Bill O'Brien supporters, actually, which is a very rare thing, just because when you look at the record, you look at the guys going to the playoffs every year, they fire him after that slow start last season. And now I'm just kind of looking at this roster, like, what is it really anything that I really like about it? And when you have trouble at the quarterback position alone, I think that just sets a bad precedent for the rest of the team. And that's why, again, I just can't see the Texans being anything but one of the worst teams in the league this year.
I see where you're coming from with it. I still think their offensive pieces is more than Jacksonville. And honestly, I would still take a Tyrod over a rookie QB and Trevor Lawrence. He got the Bills to the playoffs before it was cool, before Josh Allen went and did it. So I still think they're going to be a decent team, and I still think they're going to be able to put points on a board. It's going to be barn burners with defense, but I still think that they're going to be able to at least put up 21 to 28 points a game.
See, Anthony Lynn is reunited again with Tyrod Taylor. He's now the OC out there in Houston. But I look at that team, I don't think they'll be able to really put up points. And that's mostly just because I think Tyrod's gotten worse over the years. Just looking at him, and I don't think that he's long for starting either way. Regardless of what happens with Deshaun Watson, I could see them putting out their rookie quarterback that they drafted, Davis Mills. So this might be the fourth straight season that Tyrod Taylor loses his job to a rookie quarterback. It started with Baker, went with Justin Herbert. Heck, you can actually say it even started with Nathan Peterman for Tyrod Taylor getting his job taken by a rookie. But I just don't have a lot of optimism for this team. And I think the city of Houston definitely doesn't have a lot of optimism for this team. Hell, you have Randall Cobb making comments there that it felt like a prison that he just escaped when he went to Green Bay. I've never seen
Rodgers.
I've never seen someone that happy to go to the cold.
No, out of these two teams in the AFC South, though, I definitely think they're going to be sub 500, well below sub 500. But yeah, it's going to be a rebuilding year for them as well, too, man.
Yeah, I think, honestly, the biggest thing they could benefit from, though, is having a pick at the top of the draft, because that trade they have for Laramie Tunsil is still hurting them to this day. That's probably Bill O'Brien's biggest mistake. He was not a great GM. But then again, you do need to pick up an offensive lineman for Deshaun Watson. It's kind of a catch-22 there.
Titans had the number one pick that year, and we traded out, and we gave it to Philly so they can get their guy, man. Thank God we did, dude. I was like, because we would have picked Tunsil. We needed an offensive lineman. And yeah, so glad.